Now, you can't talk about comedy without mentioning a specific name. He is indeed the embodiment of hard work, consistency, and he is basically diverse. Like in my controversy nazo, pia ako nazo. But today we're not taking a look at that. We need to understand the journey, the driving force, the engine behind El Presidente himself.
Yeah, we have on this week's episode of Teen Republic, the segment is Bazenga mwenyewe El Presidente of Comedy Africa. That is Eric Omondi. We want to know, the 14 years amekuwa in the game, how has it been, and basically everything he has been able to achieve the awards and how he is actually relating with the millennials and the youngins in these 254.
To start with, I hope you're doing good.
I'm doing good.
Maisha ya Karen and
The
Karen glow.
It will take me quite some time.
But you're looking quite good and the house is very, very beautiful.
Yes.
Now, of course, you've had quite the journey. 14 years is no joke. From Kina Vuvuzela.
Life.
That was absolutely beautiful. From that to who you are right now, it's taken a lot of sweat, a lot of tears that a lot of people how are you about. But let me start with Ukiwa Kondele Pale Primary School and Ukiwa Kisumu Boys. What kind of a kid were you?
Of course, I was that kind of kid. Most comedians growing up were very naughty people because I was the type of kid or person who would not stand a person or people bored.
Yeah.
And I came to understand later that it was because I had that comedic thing in me. So I would do anything and everything to make people laugh.
Yeah.
Sometimes even pranks that were very dangerous. So growing up in Kondele Primary, I was, of course, there was a lot of punishment. Then I moved to Lake Primary, Lake Primary School, where from Saturday 4 until class 8.
Yeah.
Then I moved to Kisumu Boys.
Yeah. And you actually did quite well in your KCPE. They say na
Yes.
tu.
Iko hapo. Ukienda Kisumu Boys utaiona hapo.
So kwa zile boards zenye
Kwa zile boards,
wanaekanga. And maybe from there, when you started comedy, how many times did you apply to Churchill before you got it?
No, I never applied.
How did it come into
it's not like I'm not the funniest comedian in Kenya. I think I'm the luckiest comedian in Kenya because people forget that during my time there were no other comedians. It was just Eric Omondi. From 2008 to 2010. It was the other comedians started coming in from 2010, beginning of 2010. Yeah. Then they would go for auditions. Then people were now many. Then people were scrabbling for space. I was so lucky that during that for 3 years it was just Churchill comes in, introduces the show, does a few jokes, brings the guest, and then Eric Omondi.
Yeah.
Maybe kama naweza kukumbusha kidogo, yeah?
Yes.
There was a time in 2010 you came to Nakuru.
Yes.
You guys were performing at Lions Primary School.
Yeah.
But then I was in primary, yo.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, man. Then one of the most amazing things, and the main agenda of this particular show, and Peneyo Journey series, yeah,
Yes.
a successful comedian as you.
Yes.
So coming there, tulikuwa tunalipa 50 bob. Wow, na kila mtu 50.
Yeah,
you remember, yeah. So now the transition from how you were able to monetize, because at the time social media was not so big as compared to now, So how are you able to monetize, your comedy? Because kuna wase wengi sana wanafanya comedy, kuna stand-ups, kuna nini, many platforms. So how are you able to monetize your craft, even if it's comedy, but even your music, and at least make something out of it?
So today there's so many avenues to make money, and the biggest is digital.
Yeah.
Because apart from just NTV, now they're running to us.
Oh yeah. Sure.
We are too little, too tiny NTVs. So the same way NTV would run adverts.
Oh, nice.
So we are running Eric Omondi's Instagram account is actually a TV station, and that's how I run it. It has content.
Wow.
You can Teen Republic, you can break. So you can advert, you can commercials. So I'll do content. People will laugh, and then kidogo naona advert.
Yeah.
So today it's very lucrative.
All right. And now the relevance. How do you maintain the relevance? Because 14 years is not a joke. You have to evolve. You have to do gigs happen on Pale.
Like you said, you have to rebrand.
All right.
You have to reinvent. You have to evolve every single time.
Mimi nataka kwanza kuona zile awards pale because
Awards,
I can see numerous awards right there and throughout all the years. Yeah. So can we stand up so you can show us the different awards that you have, the story behind each award, and which one is your favorite here?
My favorite award is this is I call myself the president of comedy. Yeah. And I hear blogs and magazine shows like yours saying the self-proclaimed. I did not proclaim myself. It is African Entertainment Awards. So Maziza, what is saying
wacha tuangalie. He's not self-proclaimed. The African Entertainment Awards in the USA walisema best comedian, and this was in 2018. Yeah. This is 2019 African King of Comedy. And
that is 2023 years. Woo.
3 years in a row.
In a row.
Absolutely fantastic.
Yes. So those are my favorite. This is for Churchill's show 10 years ago. Best performance in a comedy, Omondi. 2011. That's 10 years ago, right?
Whoa, where were you in 2011?
Of later, when I move over.
Yeah.
So it's
most stylish
content
creator.
And who dresses you, by the way, these days? Because kuna venye style inabadilika.
And it was Melina Gold. This is from South Africa, Stark Awards. That is Comedian of the Year from South Africa.
And throughout all this awards, Navito Kaiser, you've stepped on so many stages, and I'd want to take you back to when you were in Tanzania. The moment you filled a whole stadium in another country. Say, look, when I get for your stadium, we're going to schedule.
I think for the past like 15 to 20 minutes, I didn't even, you know, I had content and prepared, kuchekesha watu. I got so emotional. My dad was like, Eric, the football joke. I forgot my jokes. I started thanking people. I was like, thank you guys. They're giving money. I became just like a pastor. Like, you know, my journey. And guys, thank you for coming out. My mom was like, cut it. Wait, jokes. I got so emotional. That's how big it was.
Why do you think it's important for people to put the beefs aside and actually work together?
Because when people work, like as you said, teamwork makes the dream work. Always. If that's why every football team has 11 people, so that there's defenders, there's strikers, there's midfielders. So you work together.
Everybody has a role to play.
So if you do it alone, if they say if you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, you go with people.
No, we want to go far. We want to go
Let's
all
go
the
far.
way far.
Let's go far.
So what's the biggest takeout even for us and the young guys watching back at home? The whole 14 years, you know, of our land.
From what I've learned in 14 years, I believe I have some kidogo wisdom. Patience, hard work, consistency, be current. Like I can't just be doing like Moi jokes. Like there's still comedians who will say like, oh, every time.
So you have to keep on
current, what's happening today.
Sure.
And I have a childhood dream, because for this one I'd like you to stand up. Kuna venye ulikuwa na intro when you were in Churchill. Ile ya vuvuzela. So we're going to do it together as we wrap up. All right.
So, I got this from Daddy Owen, Then
Sistema Kapungala.
Oh, okay.
All right,
so,
nice.
Aya vuvuzela,
Yeah, so there you have it, guys. Man, really had so much fun. And one thing about Eric, by the way, his level of creativity is top-notch. He's such a humble person, especially being the president of comedy in Africa. So kidogo tu feedback hatuko tumemaliza. So big shout out to Javan_Javier KE anasema listening in from Milimani Kisumu.